Southern fried stories all the dang time. So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that Southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give them a hand? So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that Southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give them a hand?
Good morning, Southern Fried Podcast fans, and all of our breadheads out there in Cornbread Nation. It's Friday. You made it. I'm Rob. That's Dave. And we're going to start your day off the Southern way. Look there, I was a poet and didn't know it.
I think you were I can think of a type of poet that you probably were, maybe not now.
Whoa.
But I'm not going to repeat that name.
Easy, dude. It's early. On a Friday. Oh, that's not nice. We go, that's harsh. I like it. We'll go ahead and start this morning.
Well, you gotta wake you up, man.
You just upset because I made you blush last night.
I wasn't blushing. I was just laughing. Oh.
Just remember, it's pronounced organism.
Organism.
No, I love you, brother.
It's a good show. I hate the Uncle Jeb spot. It was still funny. I just wish the Uncle Jeb spot. I didn't have time to redo it, but his was funny.
Oh.
Trapped on the roundabout.
Well, I heard that next week we're going to have a new thing coming out for Cornbread Nation where we can ask Jack a question every week or two or three. You know, just whatever you want to ask him, he'll be happy to answer. Well, you know, Jack is. I saw him last night, and he was wandering around out back there, showing off his Nancy Pelosi.
You better not take him to town.
Shoot, you better not take him to the DNC. I think I could see a day where he would just wander around the Washington D.C. and ask questions of people.
Maybe
that would be an awesome trip. Awesome trip. You know, Southern Fried Podcast goes to D.C.
You know, there's a guy that we worked with. Who you remember? He's deceased now. When Ronald Reagan was elected president, I don't remember if it was the first or second term, but he got invited to be a part of the procession. He knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. They wanted people to come up with wagons, you know, and be a part of it. I guess as part of an old, you know, it was just getting different things from around the country. But where some of them had horse drawn, he had mules, man. They didn't know what people were asking him all about him. They didn't even know what they were looking at. Like he just throwed those DC people for a loop, man. Like they didn't know what they were. It was hilarious just hearing him talk about it, you know. He said he rode that thing. I think he had a few down the. They had some stuff to keep them warm, we'll say, as they rode down through there. But all he did was ride up there, hook them up, get ready when they did the parade, and then he pulled off and unhooked them and loaded them up and drove home. He didn't stay any longer in D.C. than he had to. But he had a couple of stories, and
No,
them mules just blowed them D.C. folks' mind.
you think they made the parallel?
No, no,
Dude, that
no.
would be hilarious. Now, see, that's something I would do. You know, I like that. That's amazing. Wow.
Oh,
Let's pull the mule.
you can imagine in D.C. for a parade like that, the types of people that you would run into that are in the parade route, and all just off the, they had they had their trucks and trailers and everything. I don't know, a couple 3 blocks off the main road there, somewhere down there. So they were running into people that weren't even a part. They didn't even go to the parade. So they're running into winos and homeless people. Just
Wow.
odd people on the street who were like, he was trying to explain it to them, and they're like not getting it. So he was happy to head south. I'll just say that.
He was trying to explain the donkeys to the winos. What the?
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
crazy stuff. But it was a big honor to be a part of it. I think he only done one, and one is enough. I mean, once you've done something like that, you're like, I don't know. I imagine it was, it was probably a lot of hurry up and wait, and it's one thing for me to have to hurry up and wait, but to keep animals taken
Yeah.
care of, that could
Well,
be another thing.
hey, we might, if we ever get invited to something like that, maybe you could ride in a rickshaw or something. We'll get Jack to pull you.
Dude, I ain't riding in no rickshaw.
Yeah, you could do it.
Are you
I
kidding
ain't
me?
putting a big butt in a rickshaw either, but if we get the opportunity, we doing it. You ride in a rickshaw and Jack will pull you. We'll do it if we get the opportunity.
I feel rather confident that's never going to happen. So,
Okay. All right, but if it ever does, now we're obligated. Jack will pull you in a rickshaw. I don't know. You're definitely going to have to steer because I don't think Jack sees too good. Oh
no, he don't see too good.
yeah. Y'all, it's been an amazing. We had an amazing show last night. We're going this morning, and we're so happy that you're here. All right, so
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give a quick rundown on the weather down here in South Georgia. We are sunny. Today 71, tomorrow 76 and 42 for a low. Sunday 65 and 35, and Monday 68 and 44 with a chance of rain in the afternoon. Let's look up here at Dave's neck of the woods. I can't call it where I pull it from because he'll have to correct me. I'm not in there. I'm in Georgia.
I'm in Georgia.
I know you are.
You can't pull up Georgia up here?
No, I could. Well, you only pull up. Let's see here. I have trouble spelling the name of the town that you're from. No.
I don't live in Fort Oglethorpe.
Oh, that's right.
I live in Rossville.
Right.
It's a Rossville. It's county, but I don't live in the city. I'm county.
Okay.
I'm close to Fort O, but I'm not. I don't live in the city.
Yeah.
So I just use Rossville. I mean, that's what my address is. So
I don't know how you spell Ross Vegas, but y'all have a special weather statement this morning. It says, come here. It's making me jump through hoops. I don't like jumping through hoops. Stop it. Start at 7:35 a.m. End at 7 p.m. Y'all got high fire danger conditions. Friday afternoon and evening for parts of north and central Georgia. Oh, wow. Okay. So keep that in mind. No burning today.
No burning. It's going to rain, I think, by Wednesday,
We're fixing to
Tuesday,
find out.
Wednesday, or something.
It
It's
says here
it's gonna be beautiful. One day of rain, the rest is pretty.
66 and 43. Then Saturday, 64-31. Sunday, 51-29. Get into Mondays, 57 and 38. Y'all do have rain in the forecast on Wednesday. We're going to get rain.
We could use a little rain.
We could too.
I think overall in the South, most places are still recovering from drought conditions. It's just we went so long there at one point we got behind that we didn't have any rain.
We are actually the creek's running, so we can't be too far behind on rain.
Well, the groundwater's where they measure that. I mean, even if the creek's got it could be runoff, and runoff is, you know what I mean? You want that slow, steady rain. We've had the heavy.
We hadn't had a good soaking rain in a while. We need some soaking rains.
Yeah. And I'd say a lot of people where you're at are on the wells anyway, so they need. There's a lot of places, and there's places up here that are like that, but there's places that need their well water.
Yeah, Lord knows I run on it. Oh, I'm gonna lean back this morning. We both could be looking like we're leaning back this morning. It'd be all right. Well, today we managed to see a new round of or re-release of the Jeffrey Epstein document.
I want to comment on that. First of all, this release was, let me just say, a joke. Yeah. I have reviewed some of the release, and I've read some people who were on top of it, who originally were putting it out in formats. Laura Loomer said that Pam Bondi's office should have done a better job, even on the release. They didn't put it in formats that they should have. The copies of these papers is some of the worst copying I've ever seen. It needs to be done a whole lot better. And you can do that with copiers. I use copiers all the time. In some cases, it is so faint you can hardly even read what's there. There is things that's redacted. Why? Why is it redacted? And it was only 224 pages. It's flight logs. So a lot of the lines are Jeffrey and her name and whoever. But you can go online and look at it, Rob. It's pitiful. I would hope that they release more, because this release was a joke and people are not happy about it. And I can see why. I was reviewing it just before we came on the show, and it's not. It was poorly done. It just needs to be more. And she said that Pam Bondi had the file on her desk. Well, this can't be all of it. 224 pages can't be all of it. And what they released is a poor copy, and there's redactions. So they're trying to shift some blame to the FBI, but somebody's going to have to get their act together. She's saying some people didn't release stuff to her that should have been released, like the FBI. There's others trying to block stuff on it. The president's going to have to get involved in a big way. He's ordered it released. But this is pitiful. They should have done a better job of this. This was the biggest build up to nothing burger that I've seen. It
was, like you said, it was Geraldo Rivera and Al Capone's vaults.
Yeah. There's 3 or 4 names that would be found. It just said they were on the, they're in the flight log. But it could have been so much better. People were expecting a lot more, and they didn't get it. Yeah. There's a lot more there. We know there is. I believe there's thousands of pages, thousands. This was 224 or something like that pages. But the copy is so bad, it's like you could barely read it at times.
Wow. Well, I mean, let's get it out there. If we're going to do it, let's do it.
Well, Michael,
in Washington, we want it out. Pam Bondi's going to push them to get it. It seems like. So
My opinion on this is no matter who it shows, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle, put it out there, be transparent about this, and let the nation answer for its sins, because there's a lot of people involved and a lot of people covered this up. We need a cleansing and a healing, and no matter who goes down, it's the right thing to do. Justice needs to be served. This lady, Giselle or whatever, is not the only one that should be in jail.
you're right. And let's put it out there.
So
if it's Republicans, if it's Democrats, if it's famous people, if it's
I
not,
don't care who it is.
Yeah, this was a disgusting thing and a disgusting people. And whoever was taking part in it, we need to know. They need to face the consequences.
If that was your family member or something that was down there that was abused, you'd want answers. I know I would. But yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Michael. All right, so he's on the list and videos of him and Epstein, whatever. He's the one pushing for the release. He's the one saying, let's put it out there. And I'm curious, so he's not really afraid of it. There's that aspect of it too.
My opinion is that there's going to be a lot of now what they said is that the file is sick because it's going to discuss some sickening things, obviously. But my opinion is that people are going to be disappointed. I don't think there's going to be the evidence there that they think is going to be there that's going to nail some people to the wall. I think it's going to be innuendo. There's nothing going to be concrete. That's my opinion. I'm just taking a guess. I just feel that's what my gut tells me is that there's going to be some names there. There's going to be no evidence other than plain log. They're not going to have. That's what I feel. I think it would have been exposed before now if it was.
Yeah. So,
or they've already destroyed it. Whoever they are.
Yeah.
And I may be wrong. That's just my guess. That's me. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I will say the same thing for the MLK paper release. I don't think that there's about 10% left. And honestly, I hope they redact it, to be honest, the parts that are very defamatory to MLK, because there's going to be some stuff there because it's been talked about for years, even among people that were connected to him, about the type of parties and stuff that were going on. It doesn't mean it doesn't take away from what he did or the greatness or all that would be to try to pull down his name. And it could be there might be some embarrassing parts there to show because of that part what they were, how they were setting him up. But I don't think there's going to be a ton of stuff there. I don't think there's going to be that the answer that people are looking for or the JFK. I just don't think it's there. I don't think they're going to get that aha moment, that light bulb look. I don't think they're going to get that. I hope, I would love to see it because we need to see that, but I don't think it's going to come. That's my opinion.
I agree. That's that.
Well, Michael, they might do that, but if he orders it to not be done that way, then they have to release it open. There was, there was 50 years put on it. Of course, it's been longer than that. 50 years they sealed it, but they had delayed it. Most of the people who are involved are dead, if not, just about all of them. Any main characters are probably dead, but their families are still living, and there's still connections they probably don't want people to see. All they have to do to keep it covered is to say it's a matter of national security. That's the secret answer. That's the secret sauce in all of it. If they say that, it won't be, that part will be redacted.
You're
Truth.
Right.
I have no doubt. No doubt. You know what? You can't tell me that every president that has served, who has that kind of power and access, you can't tell me that every president that served since then has went down and looked at evidence. You know they have. You know they have. Would you do it, Rob? If you were the president, you had the power, and you say, I want to see the file. I want to see what, or I want to know what's there.
Yeah, I'd do it. And I'd be like, and I want a tour of Area 51 too. I want everything. You put it right here on my desk. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I gotta get over. And I'd be like, neener, neener, neener. I know the answer. Want to know? I don't see nothing about national security in this. Get it out there. That's And I'd parade them little green men out of Area 51. I'd have them in my motorcade. We'd do it. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get probed. That'd be awfully rough motorcade right there.
You'd be like Tom Arnold and Roseanne when the aliens took him away, and they actually brought him back because he got on their nerves.
Yeah, I could only hope.
Let's drop this guy off. He's annoying.
Hey, he's wearing a wig. Oh. He won't quit doing it. Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people that in those intel agencies that they held a lot of sway, man. They do think they're in control.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring this up again. I brought it up on Cornbread Nation last night, but I am so fired up and ticked off about this mess that UN George Lauber, whatever his name is, cut that woman off and turned it down and turned the video off because she referred to the people that killed a 9-year-old baby as savages. Now, what do you call people that are willing to kill a 9-year-old baby or a 9-month-old baby? What do you call them? If you don't call them savages and you're going to try not to cuss, what do you call people that would do that? I can't think of another word other than savages. But it just wasn't tolerant enough. My aching behind. We're supposed to be tolerant of people that are willing to kill a 9-month-old baby? What? And respectful to them? I don't think so. You're a bunch of knuckleheads. What a degenerate organization. And why are we supporting that? Why are we pumping billions of dollars into this? And that's the way they feel. And that's their thought pattern. Either they need those people need to be out and replaced or something.
The Jewish hatred is on a grand scale at the UN and always has been. And so they're going to defend those to the nth degree. But we have the same hypocrisy here. You know, they have the thug that kills somebody in a violent way. Immediately, the legacy media and even prosecutors in some states, they put up the baby picture or the little boy when he was cute picture of this criminal. They get him out on a no cash bail or whatever. They slow roll the whole investigation, let his mama come get him, take him home, and in many cases he goes out and does the same thing again. But they refuse to call him what he is, and he's a big old thug. And they show up, the picture of him when he was 7 years old, smiling, innocent looking, but they won't show the current picture of it or the videos where he's on social media flashing gang signs, weapons, pointing, just obvious thug, obviously criminal. That's what they do. They're just like the UN, honestly.
They need to quit. Sick of it. Call it, Call a horse, call a turd a turd. Let's just put it out there. Quit trying to sway what people think. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so sick. That's a disgusting way to do. You don't go out there and try to sway people's minds like that. Just give us the news. We'll make up our own mind. If there's no news, it's all their opinion. Whether
Did
it
you
be
see?
left, right, whatever.
Did you see the Alex Jones piece where they were showing the phone when you speak the word racist into certain, I won't say the company, certain phones, and it would go Trump, then switch it off and put racist. They were showing that on the air
Oh wow.
using different phones. You speech to text. You say racist, it would have Trump, then switch to the word racist.
Why?
Tell me that's not programmed in.
Yeah, that's programmed.
Subliminal message. Really quick. It would do it really quick. Trump. And they were showing it live on air. Trump and then go racist. Boy, oh boy.
And you know,
Oh,
why do they keep calling Trump a racist? Why? You know,
I just wonder what word they would associate with us. Like, what word would they have to be trying to do speech to text? They would say Robert and then the word, or Dave and the word.
well, for Robert, it would say handsome.
I don't think that's the word, but But okay, we'll go
Whoa.
with it. We'll go with it.
Okay, yeah, clickbait and everything right here. And for Dave, I'd have to say, I had to put some thought into this one. I'm going to say this. I think beside Dave, and instead of it saying Dave, they would put up something like charismatic. There you go.
I doubt that. I doubt
Yeah.
that. It,
Well,
it,
uh-huh.
it would be
Why?
It would be derogatory because
No.
it's supposed to be what you're not. So they're calling you
Oh,
something that you're not. That's what they were doing with him.
okay.
So
So
it's not.
heathen.
Yeah.
And for me, it'd be butt ugly or something. It'd
Well,
be the
fat.
opposite of what I am.
Oh,
Stop.
wait a minute. Skinny.
Stop it. Stop it. It's not nice to
Yeah,
call
it's
me
the
fat
opposite.
on a Friday morning. We ain't even been in the show 30 minutes and you're already calling me fat. What the
I
heck
just
is up with that?
said that's what the phone would do.
No, I don't think so. Not very nice. You rough on a fellow on a Friday morning. What the heck? It's the last day of February too, ain't it?
Yeah. I got to get you ready for a front porch.
I'll be ready. You just remember, you asked for it. I'll make sure I'm in rare form tonight. You just watch. He's gonna be like, oh man, I knew he was gonna be this way tonight. Let's see. My phone calls me the Goblin King of the Dark Storm Galaxy. There you go. Yes,
I like it.
Yes. I think mine would call me something like His Imperial Majesty, Sir Jebediah of the Colquidian Knights. Yeah. Yeah. And Dave's name would probably be Sally. Dave's phone. I could say something. He said, Sally.
Okay.
What?
Mine might say Robert Slayer.
No. Well, something you're not. So, yeah, it might. Oh my goodness. So we want to see more stuff. We want to see more stuff from the Epstein files.
With a good print. I mean, good.
Yeah.
By the way, with all the tax dollars that we pay in, You would think the government might have a little bit better copier. I mean, I've got a better copier at home than they copied this stuff off with. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, come on. You just darken it up a little bit. I mean, it's like they put it on the lightest setting where it's almost just like, sunshine or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. And yeah. Zelensky's, that's the other thing that's going on this morning that I'm seeing. Zelensky says, I want to find a NATO path or something similar. And Trump is telling people, well, if we get this mineral deal, you're kind of under our protection anyway. Don't worry about it. And who would you rather have protecting you, the states or NATO? Glory Hammer. Is that like a band that goes and preaches or goes and sings like at a church? And the preacher just like gets his silver hammer out and said, follow or else. And he hammers the truth into your head. I have to ask these things sometimes. But who would you rather have protecting you, Dave? The United States or the United Nations?
Well, I guess that would depend on who I was. In one case, the UN might be the better protector, if that, depending on who I was, because they're going to shield people that they like, and they have, you know. So if I'm who I am as me right now, then yeah, the U.S. I have
Yeah.
no. Let's be honest. The UN has never protected anybody really, just
They'd be
verbally.
useless.
Their peacekeepers are they don't keep the peace.
Good morning,
Good
Miss
morning,
Kim.
Miss Jenna.
Well, for their peacekeepers, they're sitting around in a hippie circle, smoking weed, and going like, dude, peace rocks.
Or loading up anti-aircraft and all kinds of weapons in the back of ambulances,
Yeah.
and helping transport them across, the supposed security line or whatever. I mean, that's what they do.
Hey, y'all don't check that third ambulance.
That's it.
Hmm.
That's been going on for a long time.
Right. It's silly. We need to do away with it. Or let them take care of themselves. Let them become like some type of Arab thing. I don't know. Them people over there I'm so tired of it. And it's biblical, but it's still, I get tired of seeing all this stupid stuff that's going on around the world. They don't want to get along with each other. All they want to do is stand up, fight, cause trouble. Oh, our beliefs are better than yours, and y'all need to follow Islam. And you got to be tolerant of us, but we're not going to be tolerant of anything else. It's not the way the world works. I hope. You know, that's the other thing too here in this country. Oh, you have to be tolerant of all these other religions. Okay, but I don't have to accept these other religions. There's a big difference between tolerance and acceptance. I think we've talked about that before, in my opinion, anyway. In America, as Americans, we tolerate other religions. As Christians, we don't accept them. But at that, we tolerate them. I mean, but we ultimately hope that we're able to witness and help them find the Lord. And these people are following Islam that they don't accept or tolerate. They're like, you
No,
need to die.
they say resistance is futile.
Yeah. And that's a good way to put it. They are like the board. You resist, then you either join or die. Take your choice. Mm.
Well, there's in certain cities around the country where their call to prayer is it's very loud. It's 5 times a day, and they make the the case that, well, since you have church bells, we should be allowed to do that. But that starts very early in the morning. Can you imagine that ringing out across South Georgia, out of Colquitt?
About twice, maybe. I think the second day of that most of Colquitt would be ready. Maybe like, maybe shotguns firing everywhere.
There was I think it was Douglasville, Georgia, or somewhere where they had an episode with that a few years ago. But it's obviously Minnesota. There's some places around the country where this has become a problem.
Wow. Go ahead. I'm just kind of disgusted right now.
No, I'm just saying that it's going to eventually become something the Supreme Court is probably going to rule on. I don't think they have once it gets up there, because it's people are frustrated with it. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, it's loud, dude. I mean, it's a loud call. It's like, who wants tornado sirens going off 5 times a day? It's loud. And they,
I don't even like hearing a rooster crow in the morning. All right. Can you imagine hearing some kind of jackass crow? No.
Are you talking about Steve? The rooster crowing?
No.
I imagine he gets up and crows pretty loud on a cold workday morning.
Yeah, but when he gets up and crows, it goes, "I'm cold."
I didn't mean he was like the other. I just meant that he's like the rooster. I mean, he's getting up being loud and proud.
You're saying that Steve gets up going, "Bow, chicka, bow, wow, chicka, bow, wow." Is that what you're saying?
No, I could never imagine him doing that. But if he did, he wouldn't tell nobody.
Oh, he would too. Bow, chicka, bow, wow, chicka, bow, wow. I can see it. And throwing his hair back. Oh yeah. Good. I can see it right now. Here you go. Bow, chicka, bow, wow, chicka, bow, wow.
Well, Friday's shot to hell now.
I just started y'all's day off with a bang, and you know it.
Oh.
Looked just like him, didn't
We went from Glory Hammer down to I don't know what we just went to. If Glory Hammer is a band, I don't know what your band's called, but it's not Glory Hammer.
Glory Hammer.
It would be Twisted and Demented. It would be something like that.
Yeah. Well, Twisted Sisters already take us at like let's see, Redneck Hooligan. There we go. That sounds like a rock group right there. Who's your favorite singer? Redneck Hooligan.
That could be a lot of genres of music. I don't know. It could be anything. You could play at the redneck games with a name like that.
Ever since Trump was inaugurated, I wake up to Sinatra or Santana. What did I say?
Sinatra. I did it my
way. Okay. Santana winning. Okay. Oh. It's words. It's Friday. It's early. Dave's called me fat. I'm trying to get my wheels going again. It wasn't very nice.
I said skinny. I said skinny at first.
Opposites, dude.
Okay. So I said fat, then that means you're skinny.
Yeah, but you said skinny, so you meant fat. You said fat at first, and then you went to skinny. Just to clarify. That's not nice.
I bet Steve works with a lot of people that are happy about the win right now. I just imagine. I bet he doesn't work with hardly anybody that's going around in a funk right now that's really upset about the way things are going. I'd say it's high five every day. Yeah.
Hey, could you picture that? This big burly metal worker walking through, snuffling, little tears running down his cheek. I'm so sad Copeland didn't get elected. I just don't know if I can make it through today. Y'all stop it. Don't make on me. Don't do it. It would be amazing to see, don't get me wrong. Because we would all have to point and laugh.
I kind of think a person like that would get ran off pretty quick.
I think Tim Walton was cool. He's a great governor. He would have made an outstanding vice president. Oh,
It's kind oh, okay. Didn't realize that.
well, maybe they're afraid that you're going to try to ship them back. Probably shouldn't ought to talk like that, but I'm just saying. Most of the people I work with get annoyed when I talk about politics. Well, look, be proud, Steve. Be loud, in charge. If they get annoyed, just tell them, that some people are born with great taste in political parties and others have to learn to develop it. They'll figure it out. Just tell them, y'all are smart people. Eventually, y'all gonna figure this out. Yeah. So you can put a positive spin in their lives. You can reinforce the fact that they're too intelligent to follow along the lines that they're following, and then help guide them to the lines that's right, in your opinion. And
In normal years, and I know this is not a normal year because of everything, and the media is going to blow it up like we're all, we're like instead of a bat out of hell, we're headed towards hell. That's the way they're going to paint it.
yeah,
But most people don't even pay attention, honestly, in America.
they don't.
Be they young, even some old. But the young people, they don't usually pay attention to politics too much. They're too busy trying to do selfies, the next TikTok video, playing the video games. They're not really looking for that.
Yeah, sorry.
So when you talk about politics, they're like, huh, what?
Do we have
I,
to? I don't want to talk about politics. Do we have to? Oh, and they always do it in that whiny, sing-song, whiny little voice, do we have to? Do we have to talk about politics? Sometimes we do. Sometimes we need to. Sometimes, we all need to throw it out there.
I bet.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying right there. That's what they're worried about. It's not necessarily your political view. They just want to make sure you're not narc or ICE.
Well, there's a city near me that's going to get hit hard at some point. I mean,
Yeah, I know the city too.
Rob, do you disagree with that statement?
I do not. Now, I dare say it's probably going to be for a lot of the same reasons why a lot of these other cities are getting hit. And they're going to run through there like a steamroller. And I bet they get more out of there than they do some of the bigger cities.
Maybe. It's going to happen at some point.
Oh, yeah.
There's much bigger cities that they'll go into first, but it's definitely on the list. There's no doubt.
I'd say so. We're not going to call any names.
No.
But it's coming.
No. But everybody knows it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's known it for years.
It's a part of that pipeline. If you follow the path in, how they sort of end up where they do, it's definitely, word gets back. Go here. You will get a job and places to stay and all that.
Yeah. So, somebody's going to be making a debut next week. I have talked. I know we've got Georgia Bubba out there. He rides around with Uncle Jeb a lot. Well, I found JJ the other day, and he said he's willing to come on the show. JJ, and that's Uncle Jeb's son. And let me tell you something. JJ and Uncle Jeb don't get along that well, but they get along okay. But oh, I got some stories on JJ. My goodness. He got arrested one time for fishing without a license. You know, they throwed his butt right in the jail, too. They didn't write him a ticket. They throwed him in jail for fishing without a license with hardened criminals.
So you're telling me he has jailhouse stories?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He said he was sitting in there and them people was looking at him. He said, and they started talking amongst themselves. They was like, what are you in here for? Well, I'm in here for assault. I caught my old lady in bed with somebody and I beat the snot out of them. What are you in here for? Oh, I killed a man the other day and I'm still in here. What'd you kill him for? Oh, he looked at me funny. I mean, just all these weird stories that was going on. And then finally, about half the cell turned around, looked at him and said, what are you in here for? Said attempted murder. You know, they were like, oh, okay, okay. And I asked her after we was telling the story, I said, what you mean attempted murder? You were in jail for fishing without a license. He said, well, if I'd have caught any of them fish, I'd have murdered them.
I bet they liked his bushy eyebrows in the lockup.
Oh, they did. They told him, they said, boy, we're going to put some makeup on you, make you pretty. He said, you know.
There is no better scene ever. You can match it, but I don't think you could ever have a better scene ever than when Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder were fixing to be put in the jail cell. That scene was the greatest. I love that scene.
Well, I don't know if this one beats it or not, but it at least ties it. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where Steve Martin and John Candy are sharing a bed.
It's up there.
Yeah. Why do you have your arm around me? Well,
hello, Jake.
Hey, Jake. Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those are pillows.
Iconic scene. But yeah, Richard Pryor said, you got to act bad.
Gotta act bad.
If you don't. Yeah, those aren't pillows.
Yeah.
How about them bears? Yes, I was, Jake. I was on your show last night, late night.
Next time, I'll probably sneak on with him.
Oh. Jake had a big crowd last night. He had, 5 at one time on stage and had quite a few people in chat. Good job, brother.
Yeah. Oh,
he's a popular guy. From the great state of Mississippi.
And he's almost as good looking as Steve, who's almost as good looking as me. And who is way better looking than Dave. Just say. Dave's not a bad looking guy, don't get me wrong. Y'all gonna be thinking I think Dave's ugly.
With Jake and his music, I was just thinking if Rob, if you and Jake were in a band, I've got a band name for you. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Jake and the Fat Man. I asked if you wanted to hear it.
There we go with the fat jokes again. You're gonna give me a complex. You know, quit calling me fat. You're gonna hurt my feeling one day. I mean, I can't really call you baldy because you know that's kind of like standing in the sewer and screaming crap.
Way better than Rob.
Do I need to put my wig back on there, Steve? I can do it. Uh,
Yeah, which one? You got to wait. Now remember, Rob he's got a challenge. There's a sitting challenge out there that he's got to go the Piggly Wiggly with his red, I think that was the one that was decided on, red wig, and walk around and talk to people.
yeah.
My favorite scene from any movie is X-Men United when Nightcrawler attacks the White House. If I had those powers, I would. I have not seen that scene, but it sounds interesting. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me early on a Friday before I've had my breakfast, Steve. Oh, good gosh. I thought I had driven that from my memory banks.
No. I don't know if we have any celebrity birthdays today or not. I guess I could look, but we're still talking about the shower clog and Reba's shower drink.
Ugh. I have people that I know that absolutely cannot, they despise her. They hate her. And they say that it's her mouth, the way she sings. They just cannot stand.
That is
Reba
one thing
McEntire.
I've said for a long time now. I love her singing, but her mouth is huge. It looks like her mouth runs halfway around her face. She looks like the Joker. And I think she's a pretty lady, but my goodness, if you ever walked into home, if that was waiting for you at home and you walked in and she started in, oh my gosh, you'd fall in that big old mouth. Oh my goodness. I'm just saying. Wilford Brimley and Reba Martin. Yes. Steve, you hit the nail straight on the head. She does. She looks like a Canadian South Park.
Miss Pac.
Huh? Miss Pac-Man?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's amazing. It looks like really the only today's birthdays I even recognize is Jason Aldean, who's 48. Justin, is that Bieber? Justin Bieber? Who is that? Is that one of them singers? That's one of them boy band singers, isn't it? He's 30, whatever.
McIntyre, Melissa Peterman.
Oh.
Don't act like you don't know who the Justin Bieber is.
Huh? Who said that?
Is that a game or a is that a real game or just some person on LSD? Then that's what they see.
Waka 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 waka.
Oh yeah, Jake, you're good.
Yeah. Now I know what that sound, how that sound is spelled. Thank you, Steve. And when you say it out loud, it makes perfect sense. Waka 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 waka. I'm just saying, yeah. It's Miss Pac. Yeah, you know who Miss Pac-Man is, Dave. That was the lame Pac-Man spinoff. You know, that you people that were born in the 60s really supported and liked.
Who are you talking to? Dude,
You.
who's the dude? What?
You.
What did I say?
You're nothing. I'm just throwing it out there. You know, you called me fat several times this morning, and I said that you were one of them lame guys from the 60s that liked the Miss Pac-Man spinoff. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me you liked asteroids.
I played it.
You
got a problem with it?
Huh?
You got a problem with it?
Yeah, you've come full circle. Back then you played it. This day and age, you have it.
Nope. I will tell you the secret of the game room, though. If you went to a game room, which we did a lot back in those days, a game room, and if all you ever did was play games with yourself, you're a loser. The idea was to play games that girls would be interested in because you were trying to meet girls, okay? So there's two types of people. Those that went to game rooms to meet girls, and they would be more than willing to play the games that the girls wanted to play, or the guys that just went to play games with themselves. So which one were you?
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. You are completely wrong in your assessment there, okay? There weren't that many girls in the game room. If you went to the game room to meet the girls,
there was in mine. There was in mine, dude.
Okay, well,
it was a hangout. It was a hangout. Games were the secondary part. It was a hangout. But there were dudes that came in, and all they wanted to do was play the games. Loser.
Oh, Lord. I was trying to picture these dorky butt chicks that was in the game room. Probably had long, greasy ponytails hanging down. And
no.
Either that or flannel shirts with the sleeves cut out, and
we're not talking
Big Dip of Copenhagen.
We're not talking about Colquitt, okay? We're not talking about South Georgia.
We were just glad if we went into a place when I was growing up that had a video game. You know how far we are away from a mall, dude. I'm quite sure they didn't have a game room at the Bainbridge Mall. Had about 8 stores in there. That's about it. We had to go someplace like Albany. I mean, the Albany Mall had a game room. I remember it.
Dude, Fort Oglethorpe had a game room. It wasn't that big of a town then. I mean, it's not huge now, but it's a lot bigger. But we had a game room.
Yeah.
Right there in a little strip mall that was, just down from Hardee's.
We didn't have one. We had to go plumb to Bainbridge. I'm telling you, dude. We didn't get if we got any wagga. I mean, we had to go find the bowling alley or something like that. There might be a few video games.
Thank you, Spartan. I'll check it out.
Just saying. It says, I hung out in the pool hall playing pool and darts. Loved the game room in the mall when I was a kid. See, y'all had that kind of stuff. Our game room was out in the cow pasture having cow patty fights. Steve said the arcade is for the boys, not for skirt chasing.
Again, Yankee, come on. I don't know what y'all are doing up there in Ohio, but you know not what you talk about.
You done broke out the Yankee. Oh, my gosh. You got to back up 10 and punt. He might be.
He's not only a Yankee, he's a professional Yankee now. But I don't know what they did up there in his town. I can only go for what happened in my town. And in my town, there was some good-looking young ladies that went to the game room. Okay? And we all worked in the local businesses, and we got a lot of tips with change. So we come in with pocket loads of money. And so, that's what we did. Played some games with the girls, and you flirted, and, a little courting going on there, a little sparking, Apparently, Steve was like you. He went to the game room just to play games.
Oh.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry y'all were deprived of this rite of passage in your youth. I'm sorry.
It's not a rite of passage, dude. I'm quite sure that's where transgenderism started out.
Oh, no.
That may have been transgenderism right there.
And by the way, it wasn't called an arcade.
Steve says, so I'm a Yankee again. There goes your Christmas card, Judas. Dang. Yeah, Go ahead, mess with him some more.
I love you, Steve.
That was great. From the back of the room, the pow. Take that, Dave. Call me a Yankee.
Because he calls it the arcade. I mean, come on, the arcade. It's a game room. We didn't call it arcade. Hey guys, you want to go to the arcade?
Well, they put
So,
arcade in the song, so
that
you were doing it
sounds
wrong.
that sounds like a preppy thing. Let's go to the arcade.
Oh, no, dude, you're doing it wrong. I mean, that was in the song. You know, I got a pocket full of quarters and I'm going to the arcade. You know, because they got Pac-Man favorites. I'm just saying.
That was not
Yeah.
said in my case, okay?
Well, you thought there were actually girls there.
There were. One of my friends was on a football team, and we were there a lot. So I had a lot of football team members and cheerleaders and the whole deal there. Come on, dude. Y'all are going from your experiences. You don't know mine.
Okay.
You're
I'm
wrong.
sure that's what I'd say too. All the cool kids hung out at the arcade.
It was the only thing in town, dude, except for the movie theater and the bowling alley. That's all we had. That's all we had.
Well, you know,
And parking lots. You know, I mean, where you hung out. That's it.
and see, the funny thing about us when we was growing up, for me, all we had was cruising, really. So we would, and you've been to Colquitt now, and well, next time you're down here, I'll take you around the cruising path. You go and you cruise around the square, and then you go out on the highway toward Bainbridge, toward there's stores up there, and there's a couple stores, you know, you can pull over in the parking lots and talk, or if you pulled over at the square, a lot of times the cops come and run you off. It's just, you know, that's what we did. We, you know, had a 2 or 3 mile little thing there. You go cruising.
Horse and buggy.
Dude, I'm a lot younger than you are. Hell, we had Model Ts. Not very nice, Dave. Well, as much as I hate to, it's after 7 o'clock. I know Dave's gonna have to take some grandkids to school and get his behind to work. And I got a bunch of stuff to do today too. Oh my goodness. Y'all have a great and wonderful Friday. Let's get through this day and get the weekend started.
So one last thing before we go. So I'm going to work. Rob says he has things to get done. Does that include wearing your wigs while you shower and, you know, kind of combing them out and everything? Is that?
Probably not. Probably not. One of my things I've got to get accomplished is I want to get that wig on Chuck and see if I can get a picture.
Good luck with that.
Have
a good day, Miss Judith.
If I come in tonight wrapped up like a mummy, you know I wasn't successful. or I was and really ticked him off.
Have a good day, Steve, Spartan, Jake, Michael, Miss Judith, Robert, all those folks on Instagram. God bless you. Have a great Friday. It's the last day of February 2025.
That's right. That is correct. And, I was trying to do something and now I'm messed up. Don't worry, I got it coming. I'm working on it. All right. Hey, y'all have a great and wonderful day.
Oh, well, it's early in the morning. Grab a cup and tune on in. Robert and Dave got that southern charm. Let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to Maga Minute, ain't no better way to start your day the southern way, with a little joke and pray. We're just southern folks talking southern things. Front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From Mama Said to Hump Day News, we keep it real with down home views.